And we are now live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sundays with Craven, episode 48. How are we all doing on this fine Sunday evening? I hope you are all doing very well. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your Sunday evening tuning in to listen to me and my friends waffle about the good old shiny stuff, the silver, the gold. We probably end up talking about food. So much more. Who knows what rabbit holes we could end up going down this evening, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait. And as Benson just very kindly pointed out, I am 1 minute late. I can only apologize. I honestly can. 1 minute late. It's disgraceful. But I can see you guys in here, keen, ready to go. Thank you so much. Before we get started, before we bring in the special guest, I want to say hello to everyone that is in the live chat that said hello from the start. I really do appreciate it. A massive shout out and thank you to Apex Bullion Group, the Discord group, stacking community, who have powered the month of July for this podcast. It's going to be a mega month, guys. You don't want to miss an episode. There's juicy giveaways, so much going on, massive guests, special events. It's only going to get bigger and better, and I can't wait to share all of that with you guys. So let's see which one of you guys is here from the very start. Let's say hello to Big Green Stacker. Good to see you. I'm bringing silver back. Arguably the best name in the stacking community, in my humble opinion. Crispy Shiny Things. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Benson's the man who has put together a juicy giveaway exclusively for Apex members who are lucky enough to enter. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Always supporting the show. Hey up, fellow stackers. David James is in the house. Thank you so much for being here, mate. East End Dave. Oi, oi. Good to see you as always. Shiny Silver. Good evening, all. Great to see you, mate. Always. I've got a package to open from you still. I will get to it. I promise. It's still there. I've got a pile of parcels to open, but I will get to it, and I can't wait. So thank you. We also have Glass Velo Bullion. Good to see you, mate. Thank you so much for being here. Jack Stacks, hello Craven, and all in the chat. Thank you for being here every week, mate. Really appreciate you supporting. Joker's Wild as well. Another man in the background, guys, who I've got to give a massive shout out to. An absolute gentleman, and he has very generously put together some real shiny goodness for everyone for the month of July, powered by Apex. If I didn't mention, link in the description to join the Discord group. There's going to be some special giveaways, let me tell you. So thank you, Jokers, for what you are doing in the background, mate. I'm so excited for all of that. Who else have we got? We've got me. Hello to me. It's good to see you here. And we've also got my better half, Miss Stacking with Craven. Good to see you. Always here. Always supporting. We have the Sniper. Evening all. How do? Thank you for being here, Ian. I've seen that 50 cal sniper you have recently received from, I believe, my special guest this evening. So, yeah, I am going to be watching out. I saw your latest video, mate. And, yeah, just steady on with that. Be careful. Oh, I love it. Right, who else have we got? I don't want to miss anyone's names. That head is shining today. KFC is back with a bang. Good to see you, my friend. Yes, it's a little bit hot. It is. I got rid of the mop. I did previously look like the reincarnated version of Little John. Now I look a little bit smarter. So yes, I'm back to feeling the breeze again on my forehead, and it is shining in this heat. Callum Hunter, evening gents. Good to see you, mate. Always good to see you. Jonathan Herbert, thank you so much for being here. Miyamoto, good to see you, mate. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Electric Bloke, good to see you. Silver Stag Stacker, my friend, one of my channel members. Thank you so much for being here. Always really do appreciate your support. Hope you're having a good Sunday evening. Who's next? SBC, Scottish Bullion Collector, my friend Alan. I hope you are okay. Thank you so much for being here as always. Silver Mist, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Have I missed anyone, guys? Let's have a quick last check. We have, oi oi, says Silver Foggy. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Hope you are doing okay. We've got one of my American brothers from across the pond. It's the one and only Humble Stacker. Hope you're okay, my friend. Thank you so much to have you here. It's always a pleasure to see you in the chat and speak to you personally. We've also got Robot Toaster. Good to see you, mate. Loads of people in the chat from the off. I love to see it. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate all your support. If you do enjoy my live podcasts, please do take 2 seconds, smash the like button. It really helps me and inspires me to keep doing this, keep growing this every single week on a Sunday. No one likes us. I like you, mate. Thank you for being here. Sorry about the sweepstake, but yeah, it is what it is. Thank you so much, mate. Right, last couple. Have we missed anyone? Michael Mill says, me. I got you, mate. Just in time. I wouldn't want to miss you out. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for giving me the heads up on the Silver Frodo piece, which I will just say I picked up from Mint Bros. They were fantastic. I didn't get the goal, but this is beautiful. And that is thanks to Michael Will for dropping me a message. So thank you so much, mate. Kalilo, another one of my brothers across the pond. So good to see you, mate. Thank you so much for being here. There really is loads of you this evening. Don't want to miss anyone out. John Clayton's in the house. Thank you so much. Anyone for any more? What have we got? No, we're going to stop that there. We are going to pause the music. We're going to close down the chat. And ladies and gentlemen, before I bring in our special guest, I want to make a quick announcement. Public announcement. Now, as you know, this month for my podcast, Sundays with Craven Live, is a very special month for me personally and for you guys in terms of the shows that are going to happen, the events, the guests. I did release a full month promotion for everyone to see what I had in store. That has slightly changed since that point, and I've removed that post. So my 50th episode is coming up soon on the 19th of July. It does happen to also be the same day of the World Cup final. Come on, England, fingers crossed. I'll be staying up late tonight with all you guys. But on that date, I will be starting earlier. And on that date, for my 50th episode, a milestone episode, I was due to have the one and only Backyard Bullion on my show. Now, unfortunately, he's had to reschedule that day for personal reasons. Therefore, I wanted to let you know there has been a change of plan, but fear not, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, I have been waiting for this day. Fear not. We have something else in store for you all. The show well and truly goes on. And if you've been following my channel for a little while now, you will know of a certain someone by the name of Gary, a very interesting character with an abundance of insane knowledge. This person is going to be coming on my podcast for the 50th episode. It's the one and only Gary from the Coin Exchange. He is an experienced coin dealer. However, he is an ex-Mason, an ex-Freemason. Now, I know that doesn't make sense. That probably opens up a load of questions. But he is going to tell you stuff that you don't know or you may not have seen or heard. On my podcast, he's going to talk about everything. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. So I promise you with that, Cardiff Gold next week and a 4-way panel coming on the 26th, we have a lot in store. But it all starts now. It all starts now, this evening, with our first special guest to kick this month off with a bang. It's not just anyone from the community. It is a good friend to me personally, someone that has been there from the start of my journey. He's been on this show multiple times. It's always a pleasure to have him on. He is a man that is responsible for treasure hunts that we can all enjoy across the country. Someone that does so much behind the scenes that not everyone sees. Someone that has more crowns than the royals themselves. It's the one, the only, Little John's arch nemesis, my good friend, Siolfor Hordian. Let me bring you in, buddy. How are you doing? Thank you so much for coming on. You've got the gloves on. What are you up to? How are we, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you for having me back on again. And what an intro. Can you can I pay you to follow me around and just boast me up like that? That's good. I like it.
Yeah, I'll take payments, mate. You know, I'm an open-minded person, always up to earn a few extra quid. But honestly, mate, it really is a pleasure to have you on. You know the structure of this show, and we're not going to waste any time. I can't wait to have a good old chinwag with you about silver, gold, and the bigger picture, if people saw the title and thumbnail this evening. But there is a starting point. Do you know what I'm talking about, mate?
You're going to go through the questions.
The questions, for those that don't know, if this is your first time tuning into Sundays with Craven Live podcast, I do a tradition. So on every episode, I ask the special guest each week to leave a question for next week's special guest. And we do get some spicy ones. Now, Ciolfor, my friend, in your case, you've not got one question. You've not got two questions. You've got three questions because last week I had Jack Stacks, I had Loki, and I had Andy, CPM, on my show. Are you ready to take on their three questions?
Yes, I am.
Let's go. And guys, in the chat, as you know, we will come and check in with the chat throughout the show. Later on this evening, we do have a designated segment where we focus entirely on the chat and we do a live Q&A. So save any burning questions for them. But as I ask Ciolfor these questions, feel free to drop what your answers would be in the chat below. Let's go, guys. Let's get this started. So, firstly, Ciolfor, I'm going to read you the question from Jack Stack 64. And his question was this. Ciolfor, have you ever bought your partner any precious metals? But it can't include jewelry. That's excluded. So, that's what we're starting with, mate.
So I haven't bought her anything bullion-wise, gold or silver. I have got her jewelry, obviously, whether engagement rings and things like that. And I think if I was to just get her a bullion coin, it would probably go straight over her head. It's not something she finds, interesting. But if it was maybe a half sovereign or a quarter sovereign, like pendant for a necklace or something, that may be a good idea. I think she would probably appreciate that more than me just going, oh, here's a gold coin. Because to her, it's just, oh, it's a gold coin. As to me, it's like, oh, this is so shiny. I like it. Let me put it in poucho. But
Yeah.
no, it's not her. It's not her thing.
And that's fair enough. And some people just don't see it the way we do. To some people, would it be fair to say, Ciolfor, us coin lovers, metal lovers, we're insane. We're tinfoil hat wearers. What are we on about? What's all this fuss about silver and gold? That's us, right?
Well, yeah, that's why I don't show my face, because the tin hat is just, yeah.
Well, do you know what, mate? I am proud to be that guy. And I love being part of this space and part of these conversations, especially with friends like yourself. And it was a great answer if you were to do so, because what we often see, and you may have seen this as well, especially with the likes of gold sovereigns, sometimes the older ones, you can see the indentations, the marks where they previously were jewelry, part of a pendant or a necklace that had a sovereign on the chain or whatever, and they've been removed and sold as just a sovereign again. They are quite a popular jewelry piece, or at least they were. So I think that would be a fair answer.
What about your wedding ring? Will you be getting a sovereign ring?
How did I know, having you on this evening, that my wedding or anything like that would come up? Do you know, courtesy of, I mentioned Gary before. Let's do this. Courtesy of Gary. If you don't remember, I'll show you this. He gave he gave it to me to give to my other half, Miss Stacking with Craven, a gift when I went to the coin exchange. I think it may have been last year now. So I do technically have a sovereign ring. What do you think of that?
I remember that.
And no, it's not gold, but it's not brass or anything like that. This is sterling silver. It's just the coloring of it, but it's sterling silver, so it does hold intrinsic value. It's too small for her finger, or maybe too big, actually. Too big, but it's cool. So I thought I would share that little show and tell. And thanks again to Gary, who you'll get to hear from and ask questions to very, very soon.
With that ring, can I just ask, which finger of yours does it fit on?
Which finger of mine does it fit on?
Yeah. Does it fit on any of your fingers?
Let me just get it. One sec. Why do you ask?
Well, you never know. It might be the perfect fit.
It fits on my baby finger. That's it. And I can't really bend it properly with it on.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I thought if it was a bit bigger, it would have been destiny.
Yeah, I suppose it's a nice sentiment. Anyway, it's one of them that I keep in my smaller, more sentimental collection, and it has a nice meaning to it. You know, one of the things that you would never sell, which we all have,
like a cougarand.
Yeah, like a cougarand. Did you mention that on purpose?
No comment.
If Andy's in the house, Creative Precious Metals, if he's watching, I've already apologized to that man, my good friend Andy. Don't bring this up again right now. I thought we moved past this, okay? Never mind. Right, so let's move on to the next question from last week's guest. And we also had on Loki last week, making his debut on the show. He did a fantastic job. It was really interesting to hear his perspective on things and the way he spoke so open and honestly. And I don't think it'll be too long before he comes back on the show as well, which I can't wait for. So Loki's question was, Seolfor, if you won the lottery, as in the complete full jackpot, you won millions, would you still stack? And regardless if your answer is yes or no, why?
So when you say millions and millions, are you talking like you've won the Euro Millions and you've got like 100 million coming? Something like big money?
Yeah, that's the idea I got. Yeah. So say if you won, let's just call it, 50 million plus, something like that. Something crazy.
So yeah, I mean, I would still personally stack. There would be things I would do to ensure a steady income, property, and things like that. The stacking is an addiction. It's a community. It's the being a creator. It's more than just the coin. So yes, I would still stack. I probably would obviously get a few monster boxes and put them away and just feel like, okay, I've got some ground now. But no, I think I would still get little and often, and then I could increase how much I give out as well. Like if YouTube got to a point where I could get monetized and you were doing treasure hunts and things like that, you could put more back in it for more people. So yeah.
That's a really nice answer. I like how one of the first things you think of is giving back, giving to other people. You demonstrate that already now through what you do, and I credited that to you in the introduction about the treasure hunts and everything that you do and giveaways. Just so much, mate. I always see you giving to people. You've sent me an abundance of packages since we started getting to know each other and along the journey, and I really rate that about you. I think that was a good answer. And I also want to point out that you said you would still stack. Now, we stack to as a storage of wealth and as a savings account. I don't want to go down the whole loophole of saying hedge against inflation and all that stuff that we hear every week. But we stack for our reasons. If you won the lottery, you would still stack, but for different reasons because of what it represents and because you enjoy it, those types of things.
Yeah. And when you get a coin and, it's just, I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure most of you can relate, but it's just the joy. And like with the older coins, it's like, well, what story could this coin tell me? I could probably go for the higher range things like a gothic crown and, probably could pick the nicer things that I wouldn't be able to afford currently. So I would still stack, but it may be, more of a higher premium kind of stacking, like a date run of all the crowns would be awesome.
That would be cool and expensive. Some of those lower mintage years. Whew. Yeah, some of the crowns that if you were to do the full date run, you'd have to have a lot of money. But that would be so fun to do if you won the lottery, man.
Well, if you had 50 million, you'd still have most of that left, I would say, if you finished your date run.
If you won 50 million, I'd be like, do you want to get me a date run of crowns as well, mate?
I'll say, what can I do to Little John?
Nothing. He's there, by the way. He's right there. He's listening. He's watching. Where's the Terminator? Here he is. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Through the
He's trying to see how much gold is in a gold back, so he's got his magnifying glass out.
Since when did he have that?
My little boy got one of those little mystery eggs, and it had a tiny book in it, like a complete book of Mr. Fox.
Yeah.
And it came with a magnifying glass so you could read it. So I'm kind of like, that's now mine. And he hasn't noticed.
And it fits perfectly in the Terminator's hand.
It was destiny. It was either that or a gun. So I thought, just to be safe, let's give him a magnifying glass.
Little John's happy to hear that as well, mate. But let's push on. Let's ask the final question from last week's guests, and this one is from Andy. And with Andy CPM, you're going to get something that makes you think, something a little deeper. And it's a short question, but it's a brilliant question. So, all four. Question from Andy last week: who do you look up to in life, and why?
See, I wasn't too sure how much of this I was going to say, but I really like people in the Abrahamic faith, the prophets, and the stories and things that these people have lived. If you believe it or not, I'm not here to judge or say, but I just think the stories that these people have gone through, the hardships, the trials, the tribulations, the things that they have accomplished in books. I think if that was true, just to be able to sit with them and talk with them and get life lessons. And I quite like I can't say the word now, mystics who like poetry and people that take themselves away from the world, and they can just go out and find like spiritual ecstasy and things like that. I just find them very, very interesting, and people that I wish that I could potentially be like. Yeah,
Okay.
worldly possessions. I know I like to stack and things, but I think I could live quite simply if I was a single man.
Yeah. And that's a really interesting answer. And I appreciate you being open and honest. A lot of the time on, I can't talk for every podcast, but certainly on mine, we just, without saying to or not, we steer away from talking about religion, religious faiths, or politics, all that stuff that we don't tend to talk about. So I do want to highlight that I appreciate you talking up and saying what you personally believe in. There's no right or wrong, and there's no judgment here. I appreciate you simply voicing that. The other thing you mentioned about living the simple life, is that a life? What does a simple? I want to start our conversation here as a follow up from Andy's question. Actually, what does a simple life look like for you? And I asked this following on from a conversation I had with a good friend, America First, another of my American brothers. There's so many; they're awesome over there across the pond. And a lot of people may be looking to live off grid and be independent, not reliant on the government for energy or anything. Stand on their own 2 feet. Is that what a simple life is? What does a simple life look like for you?
I would say the same. If technology and things weren't about, or I could go and be in a log cabin and grow food and just being able to look up at the stars at night, no light pollution, the sound of nature, just I think it's a dream that many of us may have, or maybe we wish we could achieve something like that. But yeah, that would just be awesome.
I find it fascinating. It's quite inspiring to hear stories where people talk specifically about living off grid. And what you just said there, you kind of painted the picture of a bit of a paradise, really, didn't you? Looking up at the night skies, an unpolluted sky, and kind of having put the work in to build a home where you are not reliant on all these things that we are told we need or forced upon us.
Could you imagine the achievement to think that after it was all done and you could be like, I made this house, I'm sleeping in a house I made, and my family doing incredibly well because we've come together as a team, we're providing food, we're doing this, we're doing that. I just think, yes, it's not going to be an easy life, but I just think a lot of us are meant to be back in nature. We sort of built up these cities and these high walls, and I think naturally we're very want to be back out in nature, if that's either forest or beaches or mountains. I think we're very connected to the earth.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point to make. Now, where does precious metals fit into this? We're kind of talking about this paradise, this simple life, this independence that many of us, people I spoke to, yourself, long for. where does silver, gold, and stacking fit into that? And for you personally, in your own words,
It would be
why,
very
why
difficult.
do you stack?
I mean, for me, it's a savings account. If I was going down that route of that dream that I would like, it would probably be more of a barter system, real money, those sort of things. But in today's world, it's just for me to save money, get enjoyment from it because I can't save. And, you can't save, but then suddenly you've got 100 ounces of silver and you're like, actually, that's worth this much. So for me, it's more of a saving. It's an enjoyment. I've done it for years now. I think about 6 years. So yeah, it's a hobby. It's a lifestyle. It's when you start going around the supermarkets and thinking, oh, I could get a silver coin instead of buying that.
Oh, we're all
Yeah.
guilty of that. Do I buy a kebab tonight, or do I put that money aside for my next pickup? I hear you loud and clear, mate.
So yeah, no, it's that they're both completely opposite life choices, aren't they? One is to stack, and then one is a lifestyle of having nothing except the essentials. It's both completely different. But I think they would cross more so in America because they're very on board with the barter system and things like that. As obviously we are a growing community, which is amazing. But I still think we're probably a good 10 years behind the States, I would say, when it comes to gold and silver collecting and stacking.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that statement. Now, I just want to bring you back a bit there to a few things you said when I asked why do you stack, and I get it, and I completely agree with you because for the same reasons, I do enjoy it. It is a hobby. It is a savings account. I'm also not very good at saving if it's just fiat currency sat in the bank. But if you're exchanging that fiat and you're calling it a savings account, then why specifically do you choose silver and gold? Why silver and gold? Why precious metals? Is it because history tells us that's real value? Is it because of the hype that we see? For you, Ciolfo, why do you choose silver and gold? Like, what's behind the stuff that maybe we hear and talk about every day? What's the real reason you choose it?
Oh gosh, I mean, when I came across stacking like many years ago, it wasn't really something you heard of, and there wasn't that many content creators on it. Even in America, there wasn't like huge amounts of people. And I don't know, I just thought to myself originally, and it's very, very simple and probably quite dumb. I'm great at spending and I'm terrible at saving. So if I was to buy something, let's say it cost me £30, I would still potentially get that £30 back. As long as you're not buying it Monday, it arrives on Tuesday and you sell it by Friday, then yeah, you're probably going to lose something on it. But I don't know. I've made good money on it. I like owning it, and I would potentially use it for my retirement. A coin each month. Okay, let's sell that. Let's sell that. You can top up your pension, or oh, I want to go on holiday with the wife. Let's sell the sovereign. Let's have a nice holiday. And by that point, it could have doubled in value. But yeah, the hype at the moment is obviously got a lot more people into it, but there wasn't a hype when I got into it. It was still really cheap to get a coin. I think my first Krugerrand was £18, and that was with postage.
Wow, that's cheap.
I
Hindsight's a
know.
nice thing, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if I worked out with one of my first videos, remember, if you do remember, and it was about if I didn't vape and drink Red Bull every day, how much silver I would have owned in 3 years instead of putting the money in that. So I worked it out to just over 1,500 ounces, which when we hit that all-time high in December, January, when you were selling it for 105, £110 an ounce, those 3 years could have paid off my mortgage if I just bought silver instead of Red Bull and a vape. But as you said, hindsight's a great thing.
It's
Yeah.
really powerful that what you've just said. Just to solely focus on that point a second, because it highlights the small numbers, how powerful they are if you put them into the perspective of repeatedly acting out the performing the same habit, the same routine. I mentioned this in my most recent video, and the message I was trying to give CL4 is that it's not the amount, it or how much you are able to buy, or big or small, whatever you've got. It's not that. It's doing it repetitively for a long period of time. And even these £2 here for a Red Bull, £5 for a vape, whatever, like generic numbers. If you did make that decision to cut that out, it's amazing what that sacrifice, if you see it as a sacrifice, allows you to do over 3 years, you said?
Yeah. So that would I worked out to about 22,000 over 3 years is what I spent on Red Bull every day and a vape every day. And then that would have gone for well over 200,000 at the all-time high. If you were to think that was the profit, obviously with how versatile the market is, this is not financial advice, but yeah, I would have all the doubters would have been like, okay, you're onto something.
And listening to you speak, I'm sat here like, I've got a vape in my hand. What's You're right though. Yeah, there it is. These are all personal decisions. Now, we make our own decisions. We understand what we earn roughly each month, and if people really do tally it up, we understand what we have left to spend, and we make most of us make educated decisions based on that, based on our budget. For you, being someone in this space, does the market volatility that we see in precious metals such as gold and silver, which have had what can be described as a dip, a market correction after the recent rise at the end of last year, does the market and the spot price of these metals affect how you approach buying? Are you compelled all of a sudden to think, wow, it's gone down, it's halved in price, silver, over the last 4 or 5 months. I need to buy more. I need to spend more than before. I need to go and spend more than what my budget was because I'm going to miss out. Because that narrative is painted online.
Oh,
or
yeah.
do you just stick to your strategy regardless what it does, because you believe in these metals long term, regardless what the price is? Gold and silver is not going anywhere. It's been here for thousands of years. How does the market affect what decisions you make when you're stacking?
I mean, since December, January, I think I may have only gotten a couple of crowns. Purely everything that's been going is going into the hunt, so I haven't been able to work on my personal stack. But if I was getting things from my stack, I still don't think it's low enough yet. I know we've gone back up to about £46, haven't we, in this weekend?
Yeah.
But when I saw it drop, I'm still like, okay, I still think we're going to see about 37, £38 again an ounce. So I'm sort of holding back a bit.
Really?
When everyone saw it go up to like 80, 90, and they were like, quick, buy it. It's going to be £200 an ounce soon. All those people that were quick on trying to buy as much as they can, they've all gone quiet because suddenly half their value's gone. And they were seeing it more as a get rich quick scheme, I think. As I think people like ourselves who have been in the community for, a while, we get to know that this up and down is pretty normal. Not as crazy as what it has been.
Yeah.
But if you
last
follow
12 months
crypto,
has
you're
been,
quite used to it.
yeah. Sorry, mate. I was just going to add to you there that the last 12 months, if we compare that to the 12 months prior to that, has been crazy compared to the stability and kind of a steady, boring market we saw beforehand, which will have been at the time that you were involved, because you were stacking way before I ever was, mate. So you will have seen that difference.
Yeah, and I think it's just it. There's so much hype behind it, and usually I always think when you hear about the hype, you're usually a bit too late anyway to jump on it. You know, so when everyone's talking about silver, quick, let's get it, let's get gold. It's
It's
yeah,
hype.
it's yeah.
It's hype. It gets attention. It does, especially in this space when everyone's talking about it. For the right or the wrong reasons. But answer me this, y'all. We talk about hype. We talk about the metals. We tend to gravitate. Sorry, more towards the price and what's going to happen so often in this space. Does anyone truly know? Do you believe that anyone truly knows what's round the corner? What's next? Do people get influenced easily because some people on the YouTube platform who have got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, loads of views, millions in metals shining on the screen, that attracts all the, no offense, guys, the sheep, and therefore anything they say, people take at face value and think, oh my God, this is going to happen. I think that's really dangerous.
I
do.
think it is
I
as
do.
well. Yeah, it's not right. But the thing is, I always believe this is why I quite like. I know I speak about him quite a lot, but Thousand Day Radio, and he talks about his integrity and trying not to sell out to certain scholarships because he doesn't want to be influenced in his videos to say, come on, you need to buy this because I'm sponsored by such and such Bullion. You know, he's trying to keep himself away from that. And I think that's how honest content creators should be. But by being honest, you're not going to get 100,000 subscribers quickly as if you were like, I'm selling all my silver today. And then the next day, I've just got a second mortgage to buy more silver, you know, and it's very much like that, isn't it?
No, you are completely right. And listen, from a content point of view in this space, there's some incredibly smart people, geniuses at marketing, getting the click. And I've got no problem with that. We all, if we're trying to grow a channel, we all want the clicks, we all want the views. But what's dangerous and why I highlight this is in a growing space where we are welcoming new stackers who don't really know what they're getting themselves into. If that's their welcome, this panic, this chaos, and they're rushing to spend their money because they believe this is their last chance, or I've got to do this now, I just think it's dangerous. And this is why I come back to the question of, regardless of all the price, the hype, the FOMO, the ever-changing markets, why do we solely pick the metals? If the price wasn't a thing, why do people believe in silver and gold so much? And you ask that question to someone and you get usually a different answer every single time, depending on who you're speaking to. And funny enough, we talk about hype and FOMO. You ask that to some people in the community, why silver and gold? And they just say, well, it's a hedge against inflation. It's a storage of wealth. And I'm like, okay, we know that, but why do you choose silver and gold? And that's what I'm pushing for. Not necessarily from you now. I'm not trying to give you difficult questions, but I'm trying to stress the point that a lot of people say the same thing. And what I'm trying to get to from people is to talk about, why do they really, what's the reason that silver and gold is as popular as it is? Why do we see that as good value, good storage of wealth in comparison to our depreciating fiat?
Gosh, yeah, these are really, really difficult ways of thinking about it. Because as you said, all of us would probably be able to say those things off by heart. It's a hedge against inflation, like as you just said, or it's been used for thousands of years, and a coin back then is still valued as gold as it is now. And so what you're asking is a lot deeper.
Because everyone says it.
I've
then
been known to say it as well in a video. I can tell you've been speaking with Andy quite a lot because your questions are getting really deep.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I certainly spend a fair amount of time speaking to Andy. I also spend a fair amount of time speaking to Gary. I give credit to a lot of the friends I have who have so much more knowledge, wisdom, and experience than I do in this space. I never claim to be someone that's an expert, guys. I started this in April last year. I am a sponge. I don't know everything. I'm chasing the answers. I'm learning as I go on. I'm sharing that journey with you right here on my channel. And I appreciate every single one of you that comes in, puts an opinion, agrees with me, disagrees with me, wants to talk with me, wants to be my friend, like Ciolfor. Been there from the start, mate. Got so much time for you. It's all fuel. It all fuels me. The conversations I have in this space, it all goes into my head and I'm thinking, and it leads to questions. We're always asking questions. And after a while, CL4, those questions start to change. And I am now digging deeper because I want more than the same stuff we're always hearing, especially when some crazy statements are going out there on the internet about what we're going to see coming up soon. I mean, let me ask you a question. Do you know anyone in this space that's got a time machine that can tell the future?
I can't give that information out, sorry.
Well, there we go, guys. There we go. These people have traveled in the future and they know what's coming. If you do know the person that has that CL4, drop me a message. Let me know, mate. I'd love to speak to them.
I'll send it to you privately and we're going to get rich, baby.
Yeah, I love that.
But no,
yeah,
I just think we all think that we know. And I think a lot of it is more hoping than anything. We either hope the price goes up because we want to sell, or we hope the price comes down because we want to buy. So it's more of a hoping than knowing. Like, oh gosh, I don't feel like I've hit my target. I want the price to be as low as possible. As someone else might be, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years and I'm trying to get out now. I need it to be as high as possible. So we're in that situation of hoping more than actually knowing.
Do you think that element that you've just pointed out, which I really like, by the way, of hope is more relevant now than ever before because of the desperation some people feel, because of the frustration, because of the rising prices of everything just to get by in life? People are struggling to live within their means. Realistically, with debt on the rise, people are spending more than what they can afford, and that even involves spending more than what they can afford investing in silver and gold because they feel they need to, because they don't want to miss out. The FOMO, and they're also desperate to be in a better position than this really challenging economy that we're all faced with. Do you think hope is a massive factor more now than ever before with how challenging
I
the
don't
economy
know
is?
if it would be like more than ever before. Throughout probably our whole existence, we've always been trying to look at ways of improving our lives, and I think back many years ago, yes, the more gold and silver you had, the more wealthy you are. Sort of similar to now, if you had lots, or if you could sell it for a lot more than you bought it for, I think people want to have that freedom of not having to look at their bank balance 5 times a day to see if they can go out and buy a meal deal, or can I treat myself to this, can I get that? It is difficult, but I think life's always been difficult. There's the elites, or the people who have done very, very well for themselves, either rightfully so or not, and then there's us, and I think it's, hope is a part of it, but I think within our nature we all want things to be better than they are. Even if you had the best life possible and you didn't know it, you would probably still wish that you had more than you had. I think it's just in our genetics to do that.
It's never enough.
No.
Which is what you've just said is so bang on, in my opinion. And I love the way you worded that. And it's very relevant to stacking precious metals as well. Before, you spoke about targets and goals, and you personally hope the spot price, say, of silver or gold stays lower so you can accumulate more weight during this dip so you can hit your goals. But when you hit those goals, what's next? More goals? When does it stop? When do you have enough? What is enough? And this comes into your exit strategy. Do you have a plan for when you feel like you may be near, or you've got a fair bit, you've got maybe not enough, we always want more, but you've got plenty? What are you planning to do with that then?
Mine would be to either, like I said, if I had coin, like let's say I had a monster box by that point, or more. We're talking what, 30 plus years, maybe 25, 30 years. I would think, okay, I've got my pension, which probably by then it's not going to be enough to live by now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to dip into my gold and silver. Like I said, I could think, okay, well, I want to do this with the family. Okay, well, that's 3 coins. Let's sell that. Let's get some of that fiat back. Or holidays abroad. You can sell the more expensive things and just enjoy the remainder of your time. Because we spend our whole time preparing to be an adult. You're an adult, you work your whole life, and really the only time you can enjoy it is when you retire. Within our culture, I would say your full-time school, full-time work, and then suddenly it's okay, yeah, you can have some fun now. And even then, most people in retirement have to have a part-time job because their pension doesn't cover it. So mine is more of a just in case.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. And what's sad about that is when people retire, you mentioned that's when they can have fun. They've worked a life. But I mean, I'm 29 years old. I'm 30 this year. I'm scared that,
it's all downhill from there.
What age am I going to have to be to retire? What, 75? I hope not. But it's not unrealistic to question that. And here's where I want to take this conversation with you, Siolfo. You're making some really good points. We spoke about exit strategy. We spoke about, is there ever enough? No, arguably not. I saw a funny comment from David James saying, you have enough when there's no more space in your house. And I thought that was funny. But when you are at that point where you want to do something with this stack of metals that you have built up over time by consistently adding weight, being disciplined, and sticking to your budget and working hard, you are then stuck with a stack of metal. You can't spend that. You do have to do something with that. You have to convert it back to what we currently have as fiat currency. But if we're thinking long term, you said 20, 25 years in the future. What do you think our currency will be then?
I mean, I hope it's not digital currency, and I'm sure it will go that way anyway. And everyone moans about it, but yet no one carries cash. So we like to moan about change, but we don't do things to make that change, stop. Like I said, if we all used cash, then they wouldn't think about getting rid of it. Yes, gold and silver is very, very liquid, and in 20, 25 years, as you said, you may have all that stockpile. But then suddenly, if you need to sell it and you ain't got proof of where all of this wealth has come from, are they just going to put holdings on that payment and you can't get the money anyway?
This is why I ask. You said there that silver and gold is very, very liquid. I would agree right now. But we talk about this as a long-term game. If we are in 20 years, 10 years sooner, if we're in a digital era at that point, which we're already transitioning into already, whereby our currency is potentially a CBDC. The government has control. All transactions are viewable under their jurisdiction. That they're in control of that. They have a say in everything we do. We'll have to ask to spend our own money. And that also means, like you quite rightly said, If you've got 1,000 ounces of silver that you've worked hard for, you're ready to liquidate and enjoy life, and they turn around to you and say, can you prove that you own that? Well, I bought this off Craven, just mates. It was just a gift. And yeah, unfortunately, you don't have proof. So we're going to have to confiscate that. Or you need to pay tax on all that. I already have. We don't care. And that comes down to trust in the government. I won't push you too hard on this. Do you trust the government?
I don't, as
Thank you.
but it's more of a different thing because I always think like, who is the bad guy? And we are always shown things on the news, and this country's doing this or that country's doing that, and we're the good guys and they're the bad guys. But are we the good guys? Are we not? I don't want to go into too much, but yeah, all the worlds over the world, everyone's going to be a villain and a hero somewhere. But who is the actual bad guy? When you hear about police in states and people taking over, I don't know what you can do, because can we do anything as a community? Can you stand up and go against what they say? They may say that okay, yeah, we're back that and we won't do that, or like the digital ID, okay, that we've been voted against it, it's not going to happen. Okay, a few months later, okay, it's going to happen because the government have said so. So I don't know. We give them the power with the expectation of keeping us safe, but most of us don't feel safe anymore, especially from our own government.
I will answer this, and it's a completely hypothetical situation. It will never happen, ever. Is there anything we could stand up and do? Well, yes, in a different world, if everyone decided collectively they have had enough, we're not putting up with this anymore, then yes, they could. Everyone could stop going to work. Everyone could stop paying taxes and feeding the beast. The government wouldn't last too long without money. But that's never going to happen. People are never going to do that.
And it's like, we would need you, as you state, you would need everyone on board. But there's always that person, but I need to eat, I need to feed my family. There's that fear behind it. Because it's just, yeah, it's a very, very deep question. And I don't know, I would like to hope that they would look after us, but they're very, very quick to take pension schemes off people who have worked, or the military people who served our country may not have had the best aftercare that they may have deserved. Or, it's just we're looked at more of an expense than an asset. And I think as a group of people that have built nations and created amazing things and gone to space and all the amazing things that we can do, that's because we come together. And it's just, yeah, we're quick to point the finger at someone else and they're the bad guy, this is the good guy. Or I don't know, do they have our backs? I don't know.
Well, listen, this is my view based on what you just said. We are conditioned from a very young age to follow the script. What's the script? Well, the script is you go to school. You learn about what they want you to learn about. By the way, I don't remember at school being taught about money or anything like that. You learn about what they want you to learn. They choose those topics. They set the I forgot what it's called, but like the courses that you have to learn.
Yeah.
And then they tell you to go to university, pay for university. They tell you to get a good job, pay taxes. They don't talk to you about all the other things. And in a lot of cases, right, there's a fear element. Will people ever get together and stand up because we disagree? No. This is why I said confidently that will never happen. People will not stop going to work. The world's never just going to stop. It won't happen, right? But even if a minority of people are that passionate, it probably won't ever happen because of fear. If you don't follow the script, the conditioning set by the government and the environment around us, if you don't follow that, bad things happen. Bad things happen.
Yeah.
And it's a very deep topic. One that I'm passionate about, one that I want to explore further. So many questions, so many areas to talk about. But something you said, just to add a positive spin on this, my friend, is community. What can we do? Well, I think it's good that this small percentage of people that we are, this small group of people, are already in this position now where we're having these conversations. We can think for ourselves. You know, we're looking at ways to better ourselves, to prepare. We're thinking outside of the box about what's really going on. And we're in a community of people that talk. I think that's great. And I think it's so valuable to be part of these communities that we've got. Shared opinion, shared knowledge, just having a conversation. We are not alone. I think it's important. And I think this is also a good time to remind everyone that this month on Sundays with Craven is powered by Apex Bullion, and that is a real stacking community with real people, positive support, and loads of fun things going on. Don't forget, you can join using the link in the description. Giveaways every single Sunday for the month of July. Thank you so much to Apex. But these communities, CL4, I think they're important, especially for the journey that we're going on in this space. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we overlap with quite a few other niches as well, you know, like the preppers and the people, you know, I think that we, with our understanding of precious metals, we could go to someone who is a prepper and they would be like, okay, I quite like your ideas, you know, I think you need to have some of these ideas, and then you can share and learn from that. I would love to do a bit more prepping and would potentially show a little bit of that on my channel. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, because I have filmed. I know it's been a while. I will get some content out. It's just been a crazy month, really. But yeah, I think a lot of niches cross over. As you said, communicating, even if you disagree, talking about it is better than having a fear of what the other person's thinking. So sometimes just come out and go, actually, I agree with you on that, but I'm not too sure I agree with this. We need to be able to do that.
I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to have a debate. A debate where, guess what? Not everything we say is right or wrong. I never claim it to be so from my point of view. It's an opinion. People have different opinions in the same community that we're in. It's great if we can come together and just have an adult conversation about why we think one way, why they think that way, and just understand those. We don't have to agree, but it's enlightening to understand how different people think. And you get that from being part of a community in the same space.
Yeah,
and we're always learning.
Sure.
It's better to have a conversation with people than prejudge because they think a certain way. It's better to try and ask the questions and understand why they think that way. After that adult conversation, things make a lot more sense. You have more of an understanding. You might not agree with it, but you'll understand why it is like that for them. Now, Siolfo, we have gone deep there, and I really like that, and I appreciate you going along that conversation with me. But I do want to lighten things up a little bit because of what you just said about being really busy. You'll get back to filming soon. I've been a subscriber of your YouTube channel since I got into this space. I love the content you make. I love what you're doing in the background with the treasure hunts and stuff. And I thought this would be a good time to ask you, what have you got in the pipeline? What's going on? What can we expect next? And a reminder to everyone watching, if you're enjoying this episode, thank you so much. Please do hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. Lets us know you're enjoying it. Link in the description to Siolfo's channel. If you're not already subscribed, please do head over and check him out. He has a great channel. So what's next for you, mate?
So I am getting back into making just videos again. We are, I believe, just under 6 weeks away before the treasure hunt officially begins.
Oh,
so I've been doing obviously a lot of traveling around of different locations and trying to find the right place to either hide or bury, or I'm not gonna say much more. But yeah,
Under my doormat.
there's a lot that's gonna be given out. It's over. It's nearly 4 ammo boxes full of treasure now. That's how much people have been generous to donate, and lots of things going on in that side. I've got 200 letters that are going out to newspapers, magazines, radio stations, other channels, and um, Facebook groups. I'm going to try and add every town and try and get something there. Like, this has been like over a year's work is coming down. Well, probably 18 months work now is coming down to 6 weeks time. So I'm getting nervous, but whoever wins or whoever can find what I'm asking them to find is gonna have a good stack put by.
I've got to follow this up and ask. You mentioned 4 ammo boxes full of treasure. Can you? I've seen stuff you shared, and I sent you a box of stuff to hopefully go into that at some point as well. And I've seen how many people have also donated. And I know, being the person that you are, mate, you will have put in a load out of your own personal pocket as well, because that's just who you are. You're really generous. But 4 ammo boxes. Question one: what made you choose ammo boxes? Is it so they can be hid in the ground and be safe? Because they're really cool. And secondly, can you give the audience an idea of what's in those 4 ammo boxes? What is the treasure? What have you got that someone could win?
Oh gosh.
I don't expect you to name every single item. Don't worry, but just some of the cool stuff that you've got that someone can literally go and win.
I'm just gonna grab a ammo box. I'm just moving some stuff off it just to show you the actual size.
No problem.
I mean, some of you have actually bought some off me, so that is the size of an ammo box.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where did you get that from?
So, because I was into looking at a lot of preppers and things, all these ads come up, and people were using this to store food in, long-term food storage and things, because it's proper seal-proof and all that. And I buried one in my garden before Christmas, and I've actually dug it up. So that's a part of my next video to show you how well the box held out. So I don't know. Is it a hint? Is it not a hint? Am I trying to throw you off the scent? I don't know, but this isn't going to be easy. If it was going to be easy, I wouldn't put so much effort into it. So no, I mean, let's have a look. Let's see if I can show something which isn't too much.
I just want to say thank you to Galley Crow for the compliment. Really appreciate that. I mean, you could be taking the mick out of me, but I think it was sincere. So thank you. In this space, brother, not everyone wants to show their identity for security reasons and a number of reasons which make total sense. But yeah, appreciate the comment nonetheless. Thank you for being here.
I'm just not as handsome as you. That's why I don't show my face.
Well, actually, he said I was pretty, not handsome. Are you saying I'm not pretty?
Block him. You're banned. So I've got just something little in there. So I've got a gold back wallet. We've got, lots of different halves, different 2s, different 5s. I've got some 10s come in. I've got lots of quarters in there. I mean, that's probably close to £200 just in there.
Wow.
But I mean, more when the video is live and I say what's happening and sort of tell people how it goes, it's up to them to figure out if I'm giving coordinates, if I'm giving location tips. Am I, they're just going to have to work together. What about me, Ben? I saw that.
I put that. What I do sometimes, because I'm not in the chat when guys, remember we have a dedicated section shortly, but sometimes I acknowledge messages that stand out to me. I did there with Benson. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
that threw me off. Benson, where's my compliment?
Don't get jealous, mate. We all love you, Silver.
Thank you, man. So yeah, it's going to be lots of things. There's going to be lots of fractional gold pieces. There's going to be Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, gemstones. There's different pulls. Like GSH has put lots of things in. Silverpunk is putting in something. I'm going to be adding in one of these coin capsules that Nerd UK printed.
Oh
There's
yeah.
books of silver. There's lots of copper. There's lots of poker chips. I mean, probably enough poker chips to that even Benson would be jealous.
Here you go, mate. Talking of Benson, this one's just for you.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah,
Benson. But
mate,
no,
this is
I'm really excited for it. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm still going to be doing music videos as well. Some I may not do. I'll do some diss tracks, but I'm
oh, not
actually having a
again.
lot of. I'm doing.
No.
I'm doing a lot of fun actually writing my own music because I used to do a lot of music, write for my old band and things like that.
Yeah,
That it brought a bit of that passion back because I'm not a one man band. I can't sing, I can't guitar, I can't do bass. So to be able to write something, put it into these systems and change it as much as you can, it gives that creative feeling like you've done it. I mean, I sent you one of my latest songs,
you did.
and that took me like 3 weeks, but I love it. I mean, we all sort of go off and do our own little things. Precious Metals. I think I may be the only stacker that does music videos, so that might be my thing.
And that's not a bad thing, by the way. Very unique. I love what you do, and specifically the music and the lyrics behind it. I can tell you put time and thought into that. What you did send me recently, I won't say too much because I understand it's not public at the moment, but some of those lyrics, I even picked them out after listening to it. Incredible, mate. You've done a fantastic job. Seriously. I hope to see more of it, but I know it must take so long, and you've got all of this going on in the background, this treasure hunt. I
Yeah,
have a lot of respect for you, mate. You apologize before sort of about not making content, but I also want to point out as a friend to people in this community just how much Shelf's doing. If he's not making videos, how important you are, mate, to the community. Because without people like you putting events on like this, spending all that time, effort, money, traveling around, it wouldn't be as good of a place as it is. So, from me personally, and I think I speak on behalf of the community, mate, thank you for being you and everything that you're doing. It's genuinely amazing.
yeah. No, well, no, I appreciate it. Thank you, and it's just so nice that people have started. I know you've handed me lots of things, but I didn't want to overwhelm my videos of just things that people have added. So the one that I've just done, I've showed what Silver Stag Stacker has popped in, Silver Stag Stacker. So that's in my next video, and then the next one after that, I'll show what you've put in. But I didn't want to give too much away because then it's like when I then show it, people are going to be like, "Well, I've already seen bits of that." I'd rather be like, "Here's the copper, here's the gold, here's the silver, here's the collectibles."
Break it down a bit.
Yeah, and then be like, "Come find me,"
Is it? I don't know. You don't have to. If I'm asking questions you haven't revealed yet, just tell me and we'll move on. Because I'm not here to get exclusives for something that hasn't been revealed yet. But I want to ask: this treasure you're hiding in bits and everywhere. Is there going to be clues that you have to get? Are you going to have to work with other people? How complicated is the process of finding the main treasure in your treasure hunt, mate? Because it sounds like you've made this. If somebody wants it, they're going to have to put a bit of time and effort and skill into finding it. It's not just a case of, finding it, you've won. You're going to have to work for it to win Sealfall's treasure hunt. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's going to be because I'm not just going to use one system. Like I said, there's going to be like there may be poems, there may be riddles, there may be a certain number of coins on the desk. Does that number mean something? Does it not mean something?
Oh,
Am I gonna then tell you I've got a hint? The hint in this video is such and such, and then people realize that maybe at the end of the video I might say actually that wasn't the hint, but because you didn't stay to the end of the video, you're not gonna know it. So I'm gonna be making it difficult. I'm gonna be also sending hints to channels who have donated and say, okay, so for audience hint is this. It may be a poem, it may be a hint, like I said. and then I can be like, hey, go check Craven out, or go see the sniper, or go see Benson, or and in a way to try and push it outwards, to try and get us all a bit of screen time.
Sorry, CR4, just to add that I personally don't want to go and see the sniper right now. I've seen what you've sent him. I'm not going near that right now. It's not a safe zone, okay?
You should see. Well, I did say. He said. I said, "Oh, can you send me a picture of it?" And with it set up. And I said, "I hope Little John's your target."
No, come on, get out of here with that, mate. That's disgraceful. What's Little John ever done to you? By the way, can I ask, just to remind everyone, for people that maybe don't know, I said before, me and Siolfa have been friends from the start of this journey for me. And we've exchanged lots of packages and different things. And there's a lot of running jokes. If you are new to my channel, Little John, who's just there behind me in the backdrop, that was actually gifted to me by Siolfa himself. And then we had this storyline between the Little John and Terminator, and that was part of our content. So my question is, mate, why would you want to destroy the gift that you gave me? Why would you want to do that?
It's not me. It's I haven't.
Yeah, but you're influencing Ian to use his weapon to snipe Little John. It's not on.
Look, you don't have a Terminator in your house dictating what you do in your house. So I just got to go along with it. I take no responsibility.
Well, look, mate.
To see where we came from, though, because originally I think I sent you a package when you hit 100 subscribers, and then like a few weeks later I sent you the Little John, because that wasn't long after. And for those who don't know, obviously it was a spin-off of the Terminator and John Connor, wasn't it? And then he came out of the bottom and said, my target's not Little John, and then my target's not John Connor, it's Little John.
There it is. Oh man,
and then obviously it just grew.
That's amazing.
So that's how it started. And yeah, it's just been an ongoing joke, more from me because I find it funny, probably annoying to some people. But it's just a bit of fun, especially the diss track. It's nearly been a year now, Craven. Is the reply going to happen, or is it an automatic win for the Terminator?
I don't want to go that far and give the automatic win. I mean,
I think 12 months is a fair shout. I think after 12 months, it's an automatic win. Or you have to let the people decide and do the video.
Hang on a second. Can we just... Benson saw the Terminator and Little John playing badminton last week. I mean, they didn't tell me about that. Did they tell you?
No. I'm going to have some serious words with him after.
It's all a facade. The guys, Little John and Terminator, you're dropping your reputation here every moment. But listen, Self-4, mate, I love what you're doing. I encourage people to go and check out CL4's channel on YouTube and really see what he's doing, because there's not many people in this whole space that are looking to do for people what CL4 is, and not to mention his content is fantastic. So please do go and check out, share some love, and subscribe to CL4, a good friend of mine, friend of the channel, who has been here from the start and very involved in my journey. And I'm very proud, as I say every time, mate, to have you back here on the podcast for what may be now the 4th, 5th time. I've lost track, but it's always great to have you here.
Twice on Discord, and then I think four potential. So yeah, about 6 or 7 times overall. I see them playing mini golf.
Yeah. Stop lying, guys. But yeah, mate, hopefully many, many more. While the time has gone fast on this conversation, I've asked plenty of questions. I asked last week's questions from special guests. Have a think if you haven't already. At the end of the show, I will ask you for a question for next week's guest, which, by the way, guys tuned in, if you didn't already know, next week I am traveling up to Cardiff. I'm going to be doing a live podcast directly from Cardiff Gold Shop with Dan. I cannot wait, so you don't want to miss that. It will also include a giveaway courtesy of Apex Bullion, so make sure you check them out using the link below. You don't want to miss it. Those giveaways are going to get bigger and better every single week throughout July as we lead up to my 50th episode. But Siolful, I've asked you my questions. You've answered the questions. We spoke about Little John and Terminator. We spoke about them playing badminton. I think we need to quickly move away from that and say, are you ready to answer questions from the live chat? Is it live Q&A time?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay, guys. This is officially live Q&A section. If we have missed something throughout the course of this conversation so far, I can only apologize. We do have a live Q&A section every single week. If you're patient, we do get there. I'm going to be reading your questions live from the chat, highlighting them on screen right now, and asking them to see all four. Or if you have a burning question for me personally, I'll answer that too. Or if it's for both of us, no problem. And don't forget, before the end of tonight's show, I will be opening up Little John's Wheel of Wonder, and we will be selecting the winner live from the first Apex Bullion Group exclusive giveaway. So lots to look forward to, but it is time for the live chat. Let me get this off the screen. There we go. Right, comment. Who was first? Hello to Andy CPM, who's joined us. Thank you so much, mate. Right, so where's the first one? Where's it gone? Just skipped up all the way up my screen. Here we go. Let's go. Kalilo, question for Craven and Siolful. What do you carry in your wallet? I carry a $100 bill and a 1 gram gold, both for emergencies. Interesting. What do you carry in your wallet, Siolful?
Nothing.
That could get interesting.
Honestly, my wallet has nothing in, but my pocket piece used to be a peace dollar from the Urban Stacker. He hasn't been active for quite a while now, but that was very sentimental to me. But it fell out of my pocket and down the front of the car where the glass is. So I'm gonna have to get someone to remove the glass before I put that back in my pocket. But yeah, if I was thinking of an emergency, yes, I would love maybe a couple of the 1 gram gold bars, and because yeah, gold is cash really anywhere. You if you needed it as an emergency, I'm sure someone would take your gold.
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. There's so many funny answers that could be given to that, but I'll just keep it real and keep it honest. In my wallet, Kalilo, I just have a small amount of cash and my ID. Occasionally, I have my cards in there. Nothing really else. It's pretty boring. I don't always even have my wallet on me these days. I use my phone to pay for most things. But yeah, it's a good question to kick us off. It's about to get a lot more difficult, though, CL4, because your next question from Robot Toaster is, do you believe stacking is an inherently political act?
I'm going to have to apologize. I don't understand the question.
It's a tough question. It's a tough question. Do you believe stacking is an inherently political act? I guess the way I would look at that, and I could be wrong as well, my interpretation of that question, political, is that to say we could look at it if it's related to politics, the government. Yeah, no, I don't know, to be honest.
No, I mean, it could be. I mean, with how much, silver is used in everyday items, it would make sense for a government to want to keep that silver and gold in the country. So if they could create stackers, then they know that the wealth is kept in their country. Like America, if the government really needed their money, precious metals, they could go to the community and say, hey, look, we need this. Or the other way of doing it, give it to us. But no, there could potentially be some political thing. I think all countries should sell bullion, and I'm surprised so many don't. But I think it would keep the wealth within their country in case there's an emergency or they're cut off and they need precious metals for something in the industry. So yeah, there could potentially be some political behind it.
I definitely think that it could be seen as inherently, or maybe not inherently, but it could be seen as a political act. And the reason butchered my words there. Sorry. The reason I say that is because they look to bulk buying and storing a shed load of these metals as we see with China right now. If you've been reading into that, they've bought so much as a storage of wealth. And guess what? If we look at America and the recent hype and discussions around Independence Day, the potential revaluing of gold, they're in control of that. Are they pushing the narrative that this is what the value is, when guess what? They are the people that could potentially decide what it is worth, or at least reprice it. They could make gold worth more tomorrow than what it is today. They have the power to do that. Why would they do that? To balance their books, pay off debt.
Would they really want to balance their books off? Because I know they are one of the most indebted countries, but also seems to be one of the richest countries. It makes no sense to me. But then I know they pay with debt, they sell debt. I mean, other countries couldn't have how many trillions of dollars of debt compared to what they do, but they're still able to do it. Is it because everything's traded in their currency anyway? So it doesn't matter if they don't have it, because one, you got to trade oil for dollars, you got to trade gold and silver for dollars. You know, do they really need to push the price up? Because everything, unless they turn around and say, okay, let's go back to the gold standard, you know, everything's in dollars anyway, so it wouldn't make much sense to them to want to push gold up.
I tell you one thing, mate, and you've made some good points. It's a bloody good question from Robot Toaster. It's one that is arguably a whole topic of conversation that we could speak about for a very long time. I think what I'm trying to do more of with the live Q&A is get through the questions a bit quicker, because so many people have great questions. So maybe that could become more of a conversation for a video or something that we could try and answer that or touch on it. But Robot, great question, and I'll fire that back to you, mate. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Either drop it in the live chat or feel free to send me a message. What do you think? I'm asking your own question back to you because it's that good of a question. I'd love to hear your views. And to anyone else, don't forget, you're always welcome to drop me an email or send me a message on Discord. My door is open to anyone, but we are going to move on to the next question. Let's try and get through as many as we can, Seol4. So, Silver Serpent says, Seol4, when is the next diss track coming? And will you reveal the target? I volunteer as tribute. Brilliant.
I have got a list of people that will be doing. I don't know if it's quite difficult, as with someone like Craven, as I knew off screen, it's easier to make the jokes and the diss tracks at, without sort of overstepping the line, like it being fun but not being hurtful. So I mean, I'm trying to keep myself in a way of being able to do them. Yes, there is people, and I will try and video myself doing some of them as well as using AI. There are people who will be next, and they'll find out when the time is right.
All will be revealed, guys. You know what you need to do?
Annoy me.
Channel. Yeah, you don't miss. I have been the target, and I was not able to respond. And it's been over 12 months, so maybe you got 1-0 on that one. But great question. Next question, I'm going to answer this. Question for Terminator and Little John. Who won the badminton? It was Little John. Thanks, Benson. Moving on to the next question. We're now at 1-1, mate. Job done. Silver Mist. Stacking with Craven. Any advice for new stackers? Now, that's a great question. And if you are a new stacker, I do love that question. But at the same time, I'm no expert. I'm not here to give people the solid advice that's right or wrong. And Seol4, after my point, I welcome you to have your say on this too, because it's a good question. I would encourage you to, Silver Mist, get involved in the community, speak to people. There's a lot of people with a lot of experience that you're not going to get just by watching videos, just having a genuine conversation about people who've been doing it longer. Have a think about what you want to do, what you want to achieve from it. Why are you doing this? And have a look at your income and outgoings and just think, right, what have I got spare? What budget within that is comfortable? And just pick up some good value if you can. Do your research, do your shopping, good value metal within that. And if you can do that regularly, well done. But spend some time researching what you are actually buying it's such an in-depth space. It really, really is. But I encourage conversations. I've learned so much through conversations with people in the community. Engage with your community, people that are doing the same, hear their thoughts, and don't rush to buy. When I say buy a coin, I just mean start. If you haven't started, maybe you have, but starting is a good place. You'll never get it perfectly at the start. I didn't. I've been open with that. Start, and over time, as you get in the space, you're part of the conversations. You'll pick up things. You'll understand. Maybe I spent too much there. Maybe if you're from the UK, you'd like to focus more on Britannias and sovereigns because of the tax advantages. They're capital gains tax exempt and stuff like that, which a lot of people will say. But conversations are really good, and just don't rush, because a lot of people feel they need to do it now. They need to get in. They need to catch up. Just focus on you, and just go on that journey. That's what I would say. I hope that helps. No one can necessarily say what's right or wrong to do, but I do think the best way you can learn is with a little bit of help and advice, but you'll learn the most from maybe some mistakes that you make or stuff that you can improve. That happens over time, and we all feel that and learn that as we go on. What do you think, Siorfo? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think being on a budget and keeping to it, and maybe not always trying to hit the max of that budget. And yeah, you may like the older coins, you might like my bullion. I would say I think I spent at least 3 months of just solid reading and watching videos before I even made my first purchase. So you should do your homework. Like, is this right for you? And if your budget is of a low amount and you can only get like half ounce or 1 ounce, then keep within that budget. We've all felt pressured sometimes from making videos of it that we overbuy, and I'm sure many people may or may not say this on camera, regret overspending, because you're like, okay, I bought 10 ounces. This is when it was a bit cheaper. I bought 10 ounces. Yeah. Okay, well, I now can't put fuel in my car. I can't get next week's shopping. Okay, I'm going to have to sell 4 ounces, and I've now lost £5 off each coin. So as you said, it's not a race. You don't need to compete with anyone. If you have one coin, you're probably doing better than most of the world's population.
So true. I love what you've just added there. Just by starting, I mentioned, just buy your first coin, something that's affordable for you. Keep it simple. You're then a step ahead, as daft as it sounds, than a lot of people that aren't even thinking about this. And the other thing I'll just say on this before we move on, Silver Mist, is you're looking to buy metals, right? So I would say have a look at the metal itself, because a lot of the products that you'll see advertised, you're not necessarily buying the metal. You get that as part of a scheme, but you will be sold that this is worth more than the silver or the gold because it's one of a limited mintage. We only made 2,000, and you are led to believe you need to be buying that. Be careful with certain products, the way they are positioned and pitched, that make you feel like you've got to buy them, because really, stackers are looking to buy the metal at the best value they can and just slowly keep adding consistently over time. So really understand what it is you're buying, have a budget, stick to it, and good luck to you. And if you have any other questions, my door is always open. Drop me a message, no problem. Appreciate you tuning in and engaging in my stream. I appreciate that, and I always welcome people who are new to the space. I really like to see it. Now we're going to move on. Craven, I'd give the Baldy the prize. Yes. So to give a context here, the giveaway that was for this evening, it's obviously closed now. You can't enter if you didn't before the deadline today at 5:45. All you had to do was go into Apex, post a picture of something shiny in the Sundays with Craven room in the Discord group of Apex Bullion. And everyone's posting coins and different things. There are a few funny ones, but then someone, I can't remember his name right now, he posted a picture of his shiny bald head. And it just It just made my day. So yeah, maybe he deserves to win. Maybe we should just sack off the giveaway wheel and give it to him.
You did say be creative. I mean, you can't get better than that, really, can you?
Hey, here's someone you'll like to see involved. So all four, we have Thousand Air Radio, who says, "Good evening, rats. I'm late. Good to see you, mate."
No, it's glad to see Thousand Day Radio back. Sorry, I'm a huge fan. I'm a fanboy.
I know you are, mate. Really, really good to see Thousand Air. Thousand Air, my friend. I hope you checked your email because you are another person from this wonderful community who I'd love to catch up with one day on a Sunday. So yeah, look forward to hearing from you.
That would be sick.
I'm going to read this. I think this might be a follow-up from Robot Toaster's question that we spoke about before. Great question. Who says, many people consider stacking to be a statement that you don't trust the government and those who control the economy are okay. I guess that's sort of true then. Look, without going into too much detail, I'm not going to try and explain that. I just say I would guess with that ideology behind it, I would say that's arguably true for a lot of people as a reason for stacking. What about you, CL4?
The same really. I think because all of us have sort of trust against fiat, don't we? So that is, in a way, against the government. So yeah, we're thinking that we're protecting our fiat with metal. So yeah, that makes sense.
The sniper in the house, following up with straight up real talk, as he always does. Robot, I think it is, but then again, most opinions are political, really. Yeah.
We can't argue with Ian.
You can't argue with Ian, and if you do, well, he's got a big shiny 50 cal sniper. So yeah, Ian, love you, mate. Right, next question. Let's have a look. Where are we? Right. Barra, Bada, good to see you, mate. Love that name. Other than precious metal channels, who are your favorite YouTubers? Would you like to go first, mate?
I quite like a gamer streamer who goes by Burnt Peanut. He's got such a crazy sense of humor, and it just makes me laugh. And he just reminds me of a really old friend of mine growing up. And yeah, his content is just so funny, so natural. He's become like one of the top gaming streamers. I play Art Graders online. If you want to play online, hook me up. But yeah, at the moment, he's like one of my top guys. That obviously isn't precious metals.
No, of course, that's where the question asked, and you know, live Q&A, guys, you can ask whatever you want. Keep it respectful, but also have fun with it. It's a good question, and I'll quickly answer that. Now, I don't have a favorite, but I tend to go through phases, and I'll say most recently, I have been watching a YouTube channel called DJ Audits, and I just find it amazing. He goes to different interesting sites, mainly commercial, and he films from a public position, like public road that he's legally allowed to, and he also goes up and above and around the air with a 249-gram drone to get drone footage, which is perfectly legal. But people get really bothered by that and think they know the law. And in some cases, there's physical altercations and stuff. The police come and then the police realize actually this guy's not doing anything wrong. And it's just really, really good. So if you like that kind of things, check out DJ Audits, because that's what I've been watching recently. So there you go. Find out something new every day, don't you, with these 6 questions. Next one, CL4. I'm bringing Silverback wants to know, do you think that all precious metals should be tax-free?
I think it would make sense and would allow more people to get it. And I think from what we said earlier, it keeps the wealth in the country. So I think it would make sense for gold and silver to be tax-free. I mean, everything else is taxed. So are they? It's not going to affect the rich. It's the people getting the old coin here and there. But yeah, I miss it back when you could get group orders through the European Mint and things like that with zero tax, and that's sort of when I was getting it.
That was before my time, buddy.
Yeah, gosh, I'm just trying to think how young you would have been back then. You'd have been
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
I don't know how long ago that was. As I say, I'm 29 now. So how long ago was that?
So you'd have probably been about 22 maybe.
God knows what I was doing when I was 22. I wasn't thinking about the economy. I wasn't thinking about politics. I wasn't thinking about my future. I was doing daft things and being
Story
young
of my life,
Craven.
that is.
Being a young Craven. Say no more. Here we go, mate. Question from Benson. This is for both of us. If the government said that silver and gold was illegal, would you hand it in or keep it and try selling it off secretly? Great question. What would you
Mm.
do, mate? Would you get the ammo boxes out, hide it? Would you try and sell it? What would you do?
I don't. I think because I am a faceless channel, it would make it a lot easier for me to not bring it forward. I mean, it depends on the reasoning behind it. If I felt like it was going to benefit the country, then I would probably give some. I wouldn't try selling it if it was illegal. I would probably just have it hidden until that law changed.
I don't know what I would do. I'm listening to your answer and then thinking about mine. And the thing is, that's not an out of this world situation. It's not that there's not. We can't be certain, sadly, that they could never do that. They could. There's when we have the question about what if they confiscate our metals or bring in these new policies, we are not allowed. They could do that. So these are some of the best questions where I think, well, just think ahead. If this happened, what would you do? And it's great to think about that. I have no idea. I'd be pretty bummed off with it. And I don't know. I am someone that shows my face the all for. So I guess I have the right to remain silent on that one. Would that be fair to say?
It is. Yep.
Yeah, I'll answer that to you privately, Benson.
You want to buy some?
Yeah. I'll give you some mates rates if you know what I mean. Right, I'm looking for the next question. Lots of comments, guys. I can see that people are really engaging in the chat. Silver Mist, thank you for answering my question. No problem at all. Thank you for being
As,
here. Thank you to
as
all of
much
you.
as I love being on the stream, one of the best things about being on the live is just being in the chat, just talking with everyone. That's the thing that, as much as I love being on, it's something I miss because I can't see what everyone's up to. I don't have a second phone, you see.
Yeah. I see. Well, yeah, and I love how active the chat is. That's why I'm like, sometimes you'll hear 5 seconds of silence. I'm looking for the next question. I'm just scrolling through people saying hello and just talking about what we're talking about. It's all one big conversation, and that I love. By the way, I'm bringing Silverback Craven. It was me. That is the man who shared his bald, shiny head to get into the giveaway. Much respect, my friend. I rate it highly. Yeah, you deserve to win just on that basis. I really can't see a question. Where's the question? Oh, here we go. Right, before I read Mr. E's question, guys, $1.99 super chat from the man, Thousand Air Radio. Thank you so much, mate. What got you into precious metals? That's a good question, and I could go really in depth with that, and I'll try and answer it quickly. I've always said that I was not happy with my financial situation, and that's true. That's true. During that phase, I'd made mistakes in the past, and I was really, before I started this, guys, I'm not going to say too much, but I really was not in a good financial situation. I was behind. I was really struggling. And I'm still working my way forward. But things are so much better now since I got into this. But because of that and the struggles, I told myself, what can I do? You know, what how can I improve things? And then you find yourself on YouTube, you look at investments, money, because as we all say, like you said, CL4, absolutely terrible at saving every single month. And I said this in one of my videos. Before I started stacking, I would start the month with my paycheck. I'd end the month with zero, nothing to show for it. Anything that I treated myself to was probably consumed, takeaways, maybe alcohol, beers, go in the pub, you know, not good. So I started stacking. And when I started, I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into. I didn't do it perfectly. I overspent. I got influenced by the hype and the FOMO. I went along with it. And I learned from my own mistakes. And there's been times where I had to sell portions of my stack to get by. And I don't regret that because it's still a step forward. Wasn't taking out loans, wasn't making my situation worse. Take care of your stack, it'll take care of you, kind of thing. But things are getting easier. And I'm in this for the long term, and I love this conversation. I love questions like that. But to answer your question, I could have just said this, but I wanted to justify your question as well as I could. I got into precious metals because I was not happy with my financial situation, and I was searching for a way out. And precious metals gave me hope, and I believe in it long term. So there you go.
We spoke about hope a lot this time, haven't we?
Yeah. Now, we've just gone from that end of the spectrum, CL4. Great question from Pals and Air. Thanks again for the super chat, my friend. And now we've got the real question. Are you ready for this? 1 second, mate. Before you answer this, don't say anything. I'm going to play some music for this one, okay? Okay. CL4.
I'm ready.
I pressed the wrong noise.
Was that a round of applause?
CL4. Jam on cream or cream on jam?
Oh, can I call a friend?
Are you actually going to call someone?
No. Jam on cream.
I was hoping you'd ring someone and ask that question on a live. If you were to call someone now to ask that question, who would you call?
Do you know what? I'd probably be to Access.
Oh.
He would give me the reasons for.
Oh.
What was it last week? What kind of biscuit do you dunk? I thought that was a great question.
Best biscuit to dunk. Like, what's the best dunking biscuit? That was the main question from last week's live that we achieved from the live chat.
Thing is, this question that Mr. E's given, that can cause civil war. So, I mean, it's a powerful question.
Mr. E, in the words of Robot Toaster, is that question inherently a political act? Is that what this is? Nobody wins here.
You're putting our life at risk, Mr. E, with these questions.
I'm gonna say, I don't want to say anything. This. How is it we can talk about all the topics we talk about on a Sunday, all the deep, important stuff, and this is what we get stuck on? This is it. Right. I'm gonna have to get a final answer from Monsieur Paul. It wasn't asked to me; it was asked to you. Let's go. What are we saying?
It would be jam on cream.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking the same. We'll go with that. Jam on cream. Mystery. Let us know if we got the question right or wrong. If we've got it wrong, please let us know what's going to happen to us. And please remind us or let us know, hopefully, that we are safe. Thank you very much. Benton, Question for Craven: what's your favorite, ducks or swans? I'll go with swans, mate. I'll go with swans. Benson likes to ask great questions, doesn't he?
That's because you
He
can eat a
really,
crispy
really
duck, but it's against the law to eat a swan, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't say I was going to eat it. I just said, favorite. Oh, wow. Right, I'm looking for more questions. We're getting nearer, guys. All the time, we're getting nearer to the live giveaway. And to be fair, I could run that at any time, but I want to keep going on these questions. If I miss any, I'm sorry. I'm scrolling through. America first, Craven, howdy. Shout out to you, my friend. I had a truly phenomenal deep chat with you recently, and it was very enlightening. Fantastic to get to know you a little bit more, and thank you so much for being here to support, mate. I really do appreciate you. What have we got? Don't forget to pay your taxes on that $1.99. Yeah, no, really, I really should, right? You guys. I think literally after that question, right, Mr. E has completely ended the live Q&A by asking jam on cream or cream on jam. The questions have stopped. People have stopped. That's it. That's all people wanted to know. Now there are no more questions.
Everyone's in deep contemplation. They don't know the answer themselves.
He's completely just brainwashed everyone. Jonathan Herbert, it's not a question, it's a statement. He's confidently said that coconut biscuits are the best.
I've never seen that.
Guys, these sorts of statements are dangerous. They're dangerous. Do you not even for a second consider a jammy Dodger?
But for Duncan, it's got to be the hobnob, hasn't it?
Hobnob is delightful. we got Ian Atterbury saying Dutch Cream was or still maybe a fantastic clubbing scene back in the 90s. I'd love to know what you got up to, Mr. Ian Atterbury, back in the day. I really, really would. The young sniper. What did you get up to?
Trouble.
So for Mr. E said that the wrong answer to his question is an act of rebellion. And guys, hold the fort. We've got flashing lights. What have we got? Oh, here we go. America First has announced himself on the screen, gifting 5 stacking with Craven memberships. Brother, thank you so much. You really, really are generous, mate. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Who, I can't see this. Who was the lucky person that got the memberships? Which 5 people have received a free membership for a month on my channel? I can't see. We'll have to see. But thank you so much, America First. You are a legend. And CL4, buddy, we've got more. We've got more. Nerd UK with a question. £5 super chat, mate. Every week with you. Thank you so much. You guys are really generous. Really appreciate that. But there is a question here, CL4. Question for both. How many ounces of silver/gold will you think that's enough? And do you have a set minimum budget each month, or does it change each month? Good question. Do you want to go for that one, CL4?
I think for me to feel substantial, I would want to have around 500 ounces of silver. About a monster box sort of size. I think if I had that and the weight of that, I would feel like I've accomplished something. And I'm not saying it's a quick goal. I'm thinking of a long-term goal. And, if I could have a couple of ounces of gold, if it be hyperfractional or fractional, I would feel like long-term I would feel protected. And my budget at the moment, yes, my weight hasn't been too great. And there has been fears of potentially losing our jobs, which has finally been all cleared and we're all safe. But
I'm good to hear that.
At the moment, it's kind of like like I don't really know because I'm buying like the things to go into the hunt. I'm not really using my budget for myself. So I think
Dude,
when
what more could you need in the hunt? You've got 4 ammo boxes full of stuff, and you're still buying stuff out your own pocket to put into the hunt to give to other people.
yeah, I mean I'm not if it does well and if people enjoy it, I might be something I would do it again. Um, but yeah, it's not something that I could sustainably do continuously without the treasure hunts always being larger than my own stack.
Wow. I got so much respect for you, man, honestly. Guys, Sealful is so generous. There's so many generous people in this community, such as Nerd UK, who's asked this question. America First, Fowls and Air. We've got more super chats coming through. My God, right. Let's get through this question, buddy. I wanted to ask you a follow-up, but I feel like we should. I was going to ask why 500 ounces. Is it just because of the spot price right now and 500 ounces seems like a good amount? Or is it just solely if you have 500 ounces in weights, you just think in the future that's good? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Why
think
are you
it's more
measuring
that.
it
I
at
think it's
500?
just that's a target that I've set myself with that I thought could be realistically achievable.
But
And
if silver was that's good. But if silver turned to be £15 an ounce tomorrow, I know you'd probably be really happy about that. I would too. But would then 500 ounces be your target? Would that be enough to be enough?
I
Do you know what I
don't
mean? Is that
know. Yeah,
reliant on that?
yeah, it could be. I just think yeah, that's the target. Depending on whatever the price is, just the physical weight of picking up 500 ounces, and be like, wow, I've done that.
Yeah. And I think targets are good to have, don't get me wrong. And it's a very fair answer. I will say, for me, nerd, I made a video on this. I don't think any amount is enough, no matter what. We set targets so we feel good when we hit them, and it inspires us to grow and keep going. We hit our target, we hit our goals, we feel good. That's measuring progress. But as for an exact amount of ounces, weight of silver or gold that is enough, I don't believe, truthfully, there is an amount, because every time we hit the goal, we want more, we want more. We're greedy. I think we can all admit to that. Do you have a set minimum budget each month, or does it change each month? For me, honestly, like I have a rough figure that stays pretty similar, but that's because I set it so conservatively. But it can change when life happens and you just don't have the disposable income to spend. But that's a really, really good question. So thank you. And thanks again for the super chat. See you all for. We have another one. Fowls on Air Radio, $4.99. Thank you so much, mate. Lighting up my screen. That's the second one tonight. What a legend, mate. Question is from Fowls on Air. Are you there on behalf of the government, or is it there on behalf of you? Oh, this is another one of those questions, y'all, for. Do you
I
want to
know
take
he's.
that one, mate?
Are you there
You
on
said you're a
behalf of the
massive fan of
government?
Fowls and Air. How about you answer his question, mate? It's a good
Thanks,
question.
thousand there. You chucked me under the bus there. um, no, I don't understand what he is. Sorry, I need someone to like elaborate sort of what that question is. It's so deep. I don't know where to start. Are you there on behalf of the government? As in, are our stacks for us, and we're trying to keep it away from the government, or I don't get the question. I do apologize.
Is that question even about stacking? There's another question I'd ask. And
Yeah.
guys, tonight the questions you've been putting to me and to y'all for you guys are trying. You guys are putting the questions out there. You really are, and it's great because you're making us think. And sometimes I don't know how to answer them. Fowles Air's going to want his money back for this, by the way. Be like, I asked a question, paid $5, and they just said, "Oh, I don't understand the question." He's going to be like, "Right, I want a refund."
He's going to ask me for it back.
Here's what I will say. I'm not sure how to answer that without more context. If you could explain what you mean. Or Fowles and Air, come on the show one Sunday soon, and I'll ask that question to you for everyone to hear your answer. That's what I'll say to that. So I have technically answered it with a deflection. Does that count?
Thing is, he would have a solid response straight away.
He's already put something else in with another super chat. Oh my goodness,
What?
there, mate. I thought you'd drop a live chat comment. Thank you so much. Another $5. What is the government?
This could have been what we were talking about earlier, though, wasn't it? About, you know, do you trust, or who is the good one, who is the bad one? As we were talking a bit about the government earlier, and then saying, you know, how could stacking potentially be a political act, and
yeah, these questions are great because they make you think deeply. I had a conversation kind of around this topic, or very similar anyway. And I'm not going to go into detail about religion or too far with politics, but they serve a similar purpose. I guess when I say they bring people together, I don't mean it literally, because they don't. So a lot of people disagree over these topics. I'm really struggling to put into words what I'm trying to say here. Thousand Air, your questions, mate. CL4, you've gone quiet.
Yeah, no, I honestly don't. I like I said, I don't know the context of the question, so I wouldn't know how to question it. So I apologize. I'm sorry, Thousand Air. I have sent you an email, by the way, if you get a chance to have a look.
I think the government needs to be there. I think we need a central control point, organization, group to be there. Because what happens if we don't have that? Someone to set the rules, someone to say what's right or wrong, lay the laws. Do we agree with most of those laws? No. Or what they do or what they say? No. But what would the world be without a government? It doesn't mean to say that you agree with the government and what they are doing, or that you trust the government. It just... We need something there. There can't just be no leadership, if you want to call it that. This is, and as you can probably tell, I'm willing to sound stupid and not make any sense, because I am trying to answer that question. I've got a million thoughts going through my head right now, such as probably CL4 does. And it's what a brilliant question. Do you know what? Sometimes I think, there's certain people I wish that I could call and ask that question to, and I have one in mind.
And look,
here we go. What does a government look like from space? Another super chat. Wow. I tell you what, I've got a proposition. So you mentioned before about calling a friend, right?
Yeah.
How about this? It may not answer. Kind of like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Can I call a friend and just simply give them 1 minute to answer that question of what is the government? Should I do that? I've got someone I could call.
And what does the government look from space? Gosh, if you were an alien looking in, you would think, what the heck is going on here?
Yep. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Should I make a phone call for this?
Do it. This is a first time, isn't it?
Never seen before. I'm going to do it. Bear with me. And yeah, I'm not gonna say who this is, but you might recognize it.
Oh, that's handy, isn't it? Put me on the spot.
Right. So I'm not going to confirm your name, but I am Craven, and I am calling you with a question. I have got 60 seconds. Thank you for answering. And providing people can hear you, if you just say 3 or 4 words, and I will ask.
Right. Okay. Well, what do you want to ask me?
Okay. CO4, can you hear that?
I can hear. Yep.
Perfect. Right. We can hear you. So the question is that we are struggling to answer on our live podcast. What is the government?
That is a very, very good question.
And you've got 60 seconds.
I've got 60 seconds to answer the question, what is the government? All right, well, in a nutshell, the government is something that should not be. Simple as that. It should not exist. Because if you think about it, we are quite capable of doing everything the government does at a local level. We could do it ourselves. We could organize ourselves. It's like when people say, well, without the government, how would you have a road? Well, you would just employ the same people who build the roads now. So everything can be done privately. You don't need the government. Why bother with this? It's just a waste of space. And not only that, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of effort, and it's a waste of our money. Why would you give someone money just to waste it? There is no point. So the government should simply not exist.
Thank you. That clears it up. And for a bonus question, quick, 20 seconds before I go, thank you so much for doing this. Last one. What does a government look like from space, please?
Well, what a government looks like from space is pretty much what a government looks like on the ground. Basically, it's just a mess. Simply, if you could look at, let me say, how could you say this? Well, what about if you looked at a haystack from space? What would you see? You would just see a mess. You would just see an uneducated, unrealized, unrealistic mess. And basically, that's a government. It serves no purpose. It just sits there and it's a mess.
Thank you so much. You have cleared up indefinitely the questions that myself and my co-panelists were struggling to answer, and I really appreciate that.
That's no problem.
I will catch up with you soon, mate. Thank you so much.
That's my pleasure. Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm smiling so much. That's made me real smile. That's funny.
Guys, oh well. This is where I say, if you enjoyed that little segment, guys, that little snippet, who I called upon in a time of need, that is no other than Gary, who is going to be joining me for my 50th episode live on the 19th of July. And I promise you, you don't want to miss it. We're going to talk about everything, but enough about that. That's it. That's in the future. That will come. We can look forward to it. But Siolfo, do you think we have justified Falzenda's questions?
Yeah, it's a way of thinking about it in a different way, isn't it? The way he could articulate it. I just didn't know how to answer it. But yeah, no, that was good. I like that.
Guys, if you have questions like this, questions that maybe I can't answer, Siolfo can't answer, God knows, maybe even the wise man himself, my good friend Andy, I'm sure he would have an answer. So I can't discredit him. But anything at all, add it to the list for the 19th, because you can ask anything to the man I just spoke to on the phone, the great man, Gary. You'll have that opportunity. But I didn't realize this, Siolfo. Falzender, while I was on the phone, there is another super chat. How much have you put through this evening, buddy? Thank you so much. You know you can post questions in the live chat for free. I hope you realize that. Oh, thank you. How do you know if you need a government if you can't define government? Look, listen, I completely bottled it with the question you asked before. I was trying to make sense. I didn't make sense. And it was because of that, Falzender, that led me to ring Gary. And now you have your answers. I couldn't deliver, but we got there in the end. Now, please save these questions. Stop torturing us. Oh God. CR4, my friend. The train is still going. Shiny, shiny silver. Are you doing the Surstroming challenge with TSC? No, I am not. I am not aware of that. And I really have no intention of doing it, not because I don't like doing food challenges, just solely because that's disgusting. If you opened that anywhere near or in your house, you'd never get rid of the smell for a very long time.
Oh, is that
That is
that fish that stinks?
Yes, in the tin, I think it's a Swedish fish. There's like 6 or 7 fishes in this tin, condensed, combat, and it absolutely reeks. And it's this famous challenge. If TSC is doing that, I would love to watch it. Good luck, TSC. But I have no intention of doing that challenge. I'll take on a hot challenge if it was a necessity. But no, Shiny, I have no intention of doing that.
I saw a video of a group of 4 lads open it inside of a car, and all the windows were shut. And as soon as one of them actually pierced the tin, and you heard the air hiss out, the guy in the back seat projectile vomited over the guy in the front seat. Didn't even mean to. The smell was that bad, and then it was comedy.
I think I may have seen that. It's literally, you think, oh, it's just a bad smell. No, it's fermented. It's disgusting. So yeah, no. But thank you for the super chat, Shiny. Ah, here he is. He has to. He just feels the need. The man that's given so much to this channel through gifting memberships, super chats, being on the show multiple times. Vegas Stacker, one of my American brothers, a friend from across the pond, thank you so much, has gifted another Stacking with Craven membership. There's 6 of those that have gone out this evening, guys. If you're one of the lucky members that got one, congratulations. Thank you so much, Vegas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we got through the train of lights on my screen, CL4. We are back. We are back. Where were we?
I've got lost at the stinky fish one. But no, with Vegas, I've been thinking about Vegas because obviously he's had a bit of a problem with his neck and things. So I was going to message him to see how he's doing. I didn't want to bombard him with messages while he was recovering.
Yeah, he's certainly not had it easy. He took some time to recover on the sidelines. He is back on the YouTube scene, joined by his compatriot Blue Collar. Definitely check out Blue Collar Stacker and Vegas Stacker, guys. They have a great show, and they are legends. There you go, right there. And they're a massive support to my channel. So yeah, I've got all the kind things in the world to say about them. What's this? Is it something there? I thought I saw something. No, I didn't. Something came up on my screen. Right. Guys, if you've put questions in the chat and I've missed them, I can only sincerely apologize. We've had a bombardment of super chats and gifts, which I really, really appreciate. We've had questions that me and Siolthar couldn't answer. We've had to call in an expert to explain what the government is and what it looks like from space. But yeah, I've scrolled to be fully caught up with the chat. So anything in between, please accept my apology. It's been missed. But I will ask this, and we're going to move shortly to the giveaway to show that. So this question, and Vegas has put in the chat, I'm doing better. Thanks, mate, to what you said, mate. I wanted to highlight that.
No, I'm glad. I will catch up with you, Vegas, at some point soon.
Yeah, I love that. Vegas, a very, very popular member of our community. Yeah, and
he's just a sound guy. I was very fortunate to meet him, and he's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, and that's amazing, by the way, when you traveled over there yourself, that you met him. I'd love to do the same one day, mate. I really, really would. Right, let's answer this question, or you can answer it if you want. What would the price be for you guys to sell your precious metals? Is there a price where you'd stop the long-term plan and just cash in?
Oh gosh, if it was like how it was, say if I had a significant weight and I could think I'll have no mortgage, I'll have no debts at all, cars paid off, this paid off, and I've got money to play around with, then I would. But then I would then get back into it and slowly build it up again. If it, it'd have to hit something to dramatically make my life easier and my family's life easier?
Yes. Do you think that question depends on what point in your life or what point in your stacking journey you're actually at? Because say if you've just started and maybe you've built up 50 ounces, if the price goes up, are you just thinking, well, great, I've done well here, maybe not thinking about selling, not necessarily. Whereas if you're in your 60s and you've been stacking for a long period of time, you built up a nice stack, you've seen throughout that time what the market's done, and you're seeing right now you're up big time, you're maybe thinking about retiring soon. If you're in that situation, you'd be more likely to consider selling your precious metals at a high price, such as, I don't know, over £100 an ounce for silver, which is spoken about a lot. If 100 was a new floor, would you cash out?
Well, I mean, if I did do those 3 years, where I spoke about, and I had enough to pay off the mortgage this year, I would have done it, because that would have meant, well, I've got my house completely paid off. I'm in my mid-30s. I've got no mortgage. That could be an extra £500-600 a month I could put back into investing or doing other things. So if it meant doing it for the relief of the long term, it would make sense too. As difficult as it would be, as we're all attached and we all love looking at it, or we sell things and then you watch the tracking and see it end up at someone else's house and you're like, oh, actually, I wish I didn't sell that, but it's there for a purpose. And if it meant the life, if my family's life has improved, then it's done what it's needed to do.
Yeah, it served a purpose. And I completely respect that answer. From my side of things, I'm really not looking to sell for a long period of time unless I need to, which I've openly said at points during my stacking journey so far. I've had to, because life happens. And if there's a sudden increase in price and you think, wow, I could sell a couple of these ounces, still have a large portion of my stack left, and I could pay something off or make my life easier. That makes sense too, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a great question. I think it depends on the person, their circumstances, very individual, such as many of these questions are. And it's down to a matter of opinion, no rights, no wrongs. Silver Serpent's question for Craven, ... loads of spiders. I've seen you guys putting spider comments in the chat. Stop it. There's no spiders in this room. I don't think, okay? I love spiders. Kalilo, yes, I wanted to ask this as well. Seolfor, how many goldbacks have you got in that stack there? It keeps staring at me, mate. That's a thick stack. That's a thick wad of goldbacks.
So I think that is about 160. I've already given away 60.
Wow. What denomination of goldback are they? Sorry, mate.
So I've taken my gloves off. I don't like showing my hands. So these are the quarters. So these are the quarters, which are the new ones, which is 1/4000th of a troy ounce. They're a bit smaller than a business card, which is perfect for treasure hunts as well. I've got some halves, and then obviously I've got bigger dominations in here, the 10s and 5s, the 2s, some 1s, halves, and quarters. But yeah, I rate them, and I think they're not as liquid as what they used to be. I think a lot of people over here have obviously bought them knowing that people were doing well with them. So I have tried to sell some with no success, but long term, I think it's an easy way of selling.
Yeah, and there's a lot of mixed opinions on goldbacks. One thing I will say, and I'm not going to talk about the investment side of it. I'm just going to talk about the fact that they are beautiful. And for anyone that receives one as a gift or wins one in a treasure hunt, they are amazing, mate. And once again, incredibly generous. 160 of them there, 60 already given away. Love it, mate. Benson, you said I missed your last question. I can't see it, mate. When I caught back on the chat after the bombardment of things, people being generous, I haven't seen your question, mate. So if you wouldn't mind kindly putting your question back in the chat for me, I will answer it. I've not purposely ignored anyone's questions. He's now put, right, I'm ringing him. What's this question? We'll make this the last question. And then we'll go to the live giveaway. And then if we have any more questions before the end, we'll do that too. Are you okay just for a short little while we do that, Seolfor, or?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Benson, this is on you, mate. What's your question? I'll get the giveaway wheel up and ready. It's already ready. The list was set in stone, ready to go before we started out. Here we go. So this was from Benson. His question was question for both. Who runs the world? It's another one of these questions. Who runs the world and how would you stop them in the future?
I don't think we would even know who was to run it. It's too high up. And I don't think there's any way of stopping it unless you were to get collectively every, average Joe, average Janes come together as as a world to change it. But we've already said that's not going to happen. Or is it the Freemasons? Find out when you ask your friend.
Well, I was just going to say, right, guys, questions like this are great questions. They really are. And I really think there's going to be a lot of these on the 19th of this month, Sunday, the 19th of July, when I have Gary on, who, if you missed the start, not only is he an experienced coin dealer, he's also an yes, I said that, an Freemason. So if we want to ask questions like who runs the world and how would you stop them in the future, please ask those questions then. Because same as you said, Silver, I don't know who runs the world. I don't. Do I have suspicions that the people that we see publicly that are in the top positions, are they manipulated? Are they being given scripts? Are they being blackmailed? Potentially. Are things corrupt? Corrupt by who? Who's really controlling the narrative that shapes the way we do things and the way we go about life? I don't have a definitive answer. And Benson, if that was your question, which I think it was, that's a great question. He's just said, I'll ask Gary. Yeah, look, we need like a hotline. Ask Gary. We need to set up a website for him. AskGary.com. He would be one busy man if he's not already, and he is. Yeah, I can't wait for that episode. I really can't. But yeah, guys, there we go. I'll come back to the live chat shortly. But Siolfa, I think it's time for the first Apex Bullion giveaway. What do you think?
Only if my name's in it 10 times.
No, it's not, unfortunately. But it is in there. That's the main thing. Your name is in there. Apologies. I feel like I'm going to sneeze.
Okay. If I'm in it, then yeah, spin it. That's fine.
You are in there, and so is everyone else that took the time to A, join Apex, and B, simply put a picture of something shiny in the Sundays with Craven chat room within Apex Bullion. Don't forget, guys, you can join Apex, free to join, stacking community of like-minded people, positive support, and there's something in there for everyone. There is a link to join in the description below. This giveaway that we are running is courtesy of Benson, who created the group. And I haven't got it on screen to show you all here with me. You'll need to message Benson if you win. There is 2 copper bars in there, or 2 copper 1 ounces, I should say, and a load of really cool poker chips and a big Apex Bullion sticker, which is really nice. So shout out to Apex. Thank you so much for running this and powering the podcast for the month of July. Special thanks to Benson. Let's get this on the screen. So how's that? If we maybe a little bit better in this view, you can see a bit more. That's better, isn't it? So guys, we have 33 entries. Wow. So everyone has a 1 in 33 chance of winning, but the only way we can spin this wheel is if we get some shuffles so people can't scream rigged. And if you missed it, guys, Benson is on the wheel, but not so he can win his own giveaway. If he wins, he'll rerun it and he'll add something else just to spice this up for everyone who is part of Apex. So that's exciting. I'm sort of hoping Benson does win. Look, guys, people giving shuffles. You know what? Whoever it was, I'll give it to them. 33. we can't do that. I mean, Shiny put 33. Oh, that 33 was in relation to how many people are in there. Thank God for that. I didn't even say go, but you know what? Shiny Silver, he's here every week. He's always first. We'll let him have it. Free shuffles. That sound about right to y'all four?
Sounds good to me. At least in 2.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So free shuffles. So 1, 2, 3. People in the chat who are asking, am I in the giveaway? You are in the giveaway if you posted a picture of something shiny in the Sundays with Craven room in the Apex Bullion Discord group. If you didn't, you are not in there. Keep an eye out in Apex for future giveaways. There's going to be one every single week for the month of July. And you really don't want to miss out because they're going to get bigger. They're going to get better. So if you missed out, yeah, there's plenty more opportunities is what I'm trying to say. But good luck to the 33 that did get in. Siolfo, you are my special guest this week. You've been a friend since the start, and you are the person with... can you list the Discord channel? So if you go into the description of this video, there is a link to join Apex Bullion group. There is a link in the description for you. Just click on that, and you'll join. There you go. But Siolfo, can you please kindly give us a countdown and wish everyone in the giveaway, including yourself, of course, a good luck, and I'll get this spinning.
Okay, good luck, everyone. But I hope I win. And 3, 2, 1, go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Little John's Wheel of Wonder has now been spun. This is powered by Apex Bullion. Link in the description to join a real stack community. Real people, real conversation, positive support. There is something for everyone. Who is going to win the first bundle? Courtesy of Benson. His channel link is also in the description. Check him out. Any early predictions, the old four? This is a 60-second long one. He's getting dizzy. Who's it looking like, mate?
I'm just trying to think. I think it might go back round to
it's going near you.
Bear and stuff. It's going past me though.
Oh,
it's gonna be Brits and Slavs, is it? It's gonna go Benson. Go Benson.
Benson. Seriously, guys, it could be Benson. And if it does, we're gonna have to rerun it. Oh my god, this is going so close. It's gonna be Benson. It's gonna be Benson. Come on, yes! It's Benson! Yes! Brilliant! Ladies and gentlemen, let's just close that a second. Wow. Guys, Benson won the giveaway, which means he needs to put something else in the giveaway. Well, Shiny's saying, well done, Benson. No, Shiny. Benson needs to now add something to the giveaway for us to rerun it. People saying rigged. Guys, this is good for you. If you're in the giveaway, it's about to get spicier. We need to rerun it. So, without... I've removed Benson from the giveaway. I don't know why my screen's changed. Anti-rigged. Yes, anti-rigged, guys. This is the opposite of rigged. I swear people jump at the opportunity to just say rigged for the sake of it. Honestly. Right. Yeah,
it's
thanks for
the crazy, though. It's like you won one when you were doing the poll with Silverpunk, and then obviously your partner won one with the last Cardiff Gold, and now Benson's won on a Benson giveaway. It's so crazy.
Thousand Air says giveaway cannibalism. oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in this giveaway, which is now 32 names because Benson, of course, has been removed. You are now in with a chance of also winning a 1-ounce silver kookaburra. Oh my goodness, Benson, my friend, that is extremely generous. Someone's going away with 1 ounce of silver, 2 ounces of copper, beautiful limited edition poker chips, and an Apex Bullion sticker, which, quite frankly, is one of the best I've ever seen, if not the best. Wow. Siolfo, are you hoping you pick up this kookaburra today?
Definitely.
Oh my goodness. Starmer is more honest than Craven. What? That is an absolutely ruthless comment. I really hope you are joking. What is that? Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous. Honestly, what are you guys talking about in there? I don't know. But Let's have a look. So I guess it's time to spin it again. What do you think, CL4?
Yeah, go. Do you think we should have Benson in it again, and he should double or nothing if it's him again?
Maybe. That's up to Benson. Probably not. He's been
No.
extremely generous.
No, I'm only kidding. Let's get it going. Good luck, everyone.
Oh, I get it now. You didn't add my name to the wheel just because I didn't enter. I get it. You're joking. Yeah, I'm sorry. Because you didn't enter, I made the decision not to add you to the wheel, Galcrow. You had me for a second, though, there with that Starmer comment. I've got to say. Benson says no to that. He's not doing any more double or quits. Guys, it is time. The build-up is there. CL4, we need another countdown. We've done the shuffles. We've removed Benson. It's time to go. Count me down, mate. Good luck, everyone. Good luck in the chat for everyone.
Good luck, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Spin.
There we go, guys. Little John's wheel wonder has been fun again, and somebody is going home with 2 ounces of copper, an ounce of silver, a copper horror. Stickers, open to the law, courtesy of Apex Bullion. Link in the description to join a real chat with real people. Who's it going to be, Skullforce? Talk to me. You've gone silent on me. Are you nervous?
Gosh, no, it's trying to see the screen. It's only like a quarter of my screen.
Oh, that's fair enough. On a phone. I'm not going to lie. I think it could be SPC. It could be full GTR. It could be Pretty Things, Rachel. But it looks like it could be Robot Toaster.
Deserves it with his questions as well.
It looks like Robot Toaster, guys. I think it is. It's gonna stop. It is Robot Toaster. Congratulations. Little John has chosen you, my friend. Well done. Wow. That is an amazing, amazing giveaway. Robot Toaster, congratulations. Robot Toaster says, rigged. Oh, what a screenshot that is. Mate, massive congratulations. You have just won yourself genuinely a really generous bundle, a fantastic bundles, copper, silver, stickers, poker chips, my friend, and you deserve it. For entering the giveaway, for being active in the stream, for supporting, for asking great questions, for being a member of Apex. Commiserations to everyone else. Pretty Things, Rachel. So sorry. You got so close. But it's all fun and it's for a great cause. So yeah, this is one of 4, guys. If you didn't win this one, well, keep your eyes peeled with Apex. There's 3 more to come, and I can't wait to share those with you. And big shout out to Jokers Wild and Benson for putting these giveaways on. Don't forget, these guys are donating this from their own collection. So if you get a chance, please do say a big thank you to both of them. Yeah, that turned out to be quite the entertaining giveaway, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't expect that. That was good.
Baldy says boo. Sorry, mate. If I had to pick a winner, it would have been you, but then the rigged would have been all over the place. So yeah, better luck next time, buddy. Jokers is here, says well done, Robot. Absolutely. Love to see it. Love to see it. Right. CL4, for the last few minutes, as I'm going to move towards wrapping this up, I want to do this with you. I want to give you the opportunity to ask me any questions for me personally, if you have any, as I do that with every guest. And I also want to ask you for your question for next week's guest, Dan at Cardiff Gold. So start with the first one if you have any questions for me, mate.
Gosh, it's difficult because I would speak to you off air if there was anything, like how are you and all that sort of thing. So I don't think I have anything publicly to say on the live without embarrassing us.
If that's the case, I will give the audience a little exclusive and let you know what Ciolfo asked me before we went live. He asked me, when am I going to send him a tub of Vaseline courtesy of Little John? You did say that, but it was all good jokes. But yeah, no, if you've got no questions for me, mate, that makes my life easier. No problem with that.
I'll be prepared next time with something really difficult.
Just don't ask Robot Toaster for any suggestions for a question, please.
I wouldn't even understand them. They're so deep. I'm like, gosh, I need to read more books. I do.
I know. I think Robot Toaster is going to have a field day. Thousand Air is going to have a field day on the 19th of July. You don't want to miss that one, folks. But before that, even before that, next week, I am live at Cardiff Gold site with Dan himself for this podcast. So you can expect there to be a good old chinwag. And CL4, you're part of that because you are responsible for leaving a question that I will go on to ask Dan next week live. And please think I've got to ask this whilst physically in person being next to him. So please don't throw me under the bus too much. But if you want to add an element of spice, feel free.
I was thinking along the lines of what does Cardiff Gold look like in 10 years? And would a digital currency affect his current business plans with his business?
That's a great question. That's looking at the chat. Excuse me. That's a really, really good question. And 10 years is a good timeline to factor those things in as well, mate.
Especially as a business owner, because you want your business to thrive. Is it franchises? Are you going to grow? Does the other aspects affect it with people not wanting to spend cash, or there's a lot to it, I believe.
Yeah, I'd love to hear his answer to that. So you're locking that one in, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, that's perfect. What I might ask you to do kindly, and I don't mind going back and grabbing it, but just so it's worded correctly, if you could send me privately exactly how you want me to ask that question, so I've got it written for when I go. Yep. That would help me out massively, mate, so I can ask that and shout you out for the question as well. That's really, really good.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, no, I'll do that. I was going to ask you something else anyway, so I'll drop that in there as well.
Okay, mate. Yeah, no problem. So this has been a blast tonight. It really has. I want to start by saying thank you to everyone who has tuned in and made this what it is every single week. It would be absolutely nothing without you guys that come in the chat and get involved, have a laugh, ask questions, engage. It really is special every single Sunday because of you. So thank you so much to everyone, just simply for being here and sharing your evening with myself, the special guests, and chatting with everyone. I really, really do love to see it. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, such as every week, please do take a second, smash the like button for me. It shows me that you're enjoying the episode. It goes without saying, check out CL4 Hordion's YouTube channel. He's doing a lot for the community, so go and check him out. The link is in the description. Very shortly after this episode, I will send him a link so his channel shows up under the episode as well. So that will be there. And also, guys, one more time, if you haven't already and you want to get involved in giveaways every single week for the month of July, join Apex Bullion. Free Discord to enter. Link in the description. So all for it has been a pleasure. Main thing to say thank you to is you for this evening, mate. You've been a great guest. You're a great friend of mine, and it's always an honor to have you on. Do you have any closing words before we officially wrap this up?
Just, yeah, thank you for having me on again. I really appreciate it, and it's been amazing to see you grow as a stacker, as an entertainer, a podcaster, and thank you to everyone who keeps coming onto the lives and keeping the chat active. I mean, like I said, I love that part of being in the lives, and it's the community that keeps us going.
Yeah, it is. Without the community, stacking would be a very lonely place.
Oh, for sure. I think a lot of us find comfort in the friendships that we've built within the community.
Yeah, definitely. And this is why I'm so grateful for the communities we've got, such as Apex, because there's people around us looking to do the same things and have these conversations. So, yeah, very grateful for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for episode 48. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. We will be back, of course, next Sunday. You'll see promotions throughout the week. I'm going to be going to Cardiff Gold, and it's going to be a good one. So keep your eyes peeled, and we can look forward to that. I hope you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. If you're like me, I am going to be staying up this evening till very late because England take on Mexico. at 1 a.m. kickoff in the World Cup. So I'm praying it goes our way. If you're staying up for that, good luck, England. Let's see how it goes. But apart from that, even if you're not, go and have yourself a great week. Go and smash your goals. And I wish you all the best. And hopefully we can see you again next Sunday for another podcast, episode 49. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.